Good afternoon. I'm Carey Randall here with Beyond the Badge Inside the Bars. Today, I'm going to talk to the new officers and help you with signs of burnout and explain how you would have burnout at the beginning of your career. You can also find this in the Amazon Kindle or paperback, Burnout Beyond the Walls. And it talks about all kinds of stages of burnout. It talks about the new officers, the mid-career officers, the end-of-the-year career officers. Now, it's a rude awakening in shift cultures. The academy may preach professionalism, ethics, and policy adherence, but the floor has its own culture. Forget what you learn in training. This is what we do here. I know a lot of you new officers hear that all the time. Don't trust anyone, not even the inmates or the staff. Or you're on your own, sink or swim. These are not things we should do with the new officers. We should never tell a new officer any of those. What they learn in the academy is the basis of what they do for the rest of their career. You know this, I know this. Now, your institution might have a different approach to it. The academy don't teach them the wrong way of doing things. The senior officers do, and that can lead to someone get hurt or killed. The academy's there to give them the basis of where they're starting their career. New officers quickly learn that survival often means adapting to unspoken rules. Some of these behaviors are protective, others are shortcut. Most are born of burnout, hand down like a legend. This creates many rookies' experience as a crisis of identity. Do I do what's right or what's accepted? Can I ask for help without looking weak? Am I already in over my head? These are things that a lot of these new officers are thinking. They're scared to talk to their sergeants and co-officers because they don't want to be intimidated. Burnout thrives where there is confusion, fear, and isolation. Unfortunately, many department offers inadequate onboarding. I've seen that for many years. Now, I'll give you this. Where I'm at, the onboarding has gotten a lot better. They're putting more money in training. Assistant FTOs, field training officers with no standard structure. We need to give these guys structures when they first come to the institution. We need to start the structure and show them how to do the job and how to do the job right. Lack of formal mentorship. Why would I put a new FTO officer with a senior officer with a negative attitude? You are not going to get nothing out of that staff member. You're going to lose them. You need to make sure you put them with a positive, knowledgeable staff member. There's no clear channel or emotion support or feedback. You put them with that negative sergeant, training officer, that's all you're going to get. It's negative, nothing positive. New officers may face trauma, assault, suicide, staff injuries within the first week and are expected to carry as if nothing happened. When no one checks in emotionally, a dangerous message is sent. Suppress it and move on. That's not what we do. If they have been in a traumatic event, get with them, check on them, make sure they're doing all right. If they got injured and got to the outside hospital, call them at the outside hospital and say, hey, I'm checking on Officer so-and-so. They had a traumatic day today. I want to make sure they're all right. And if you're unable to speak to that staff member, tell them, hey, here's my phone number. I even give them my home cell phone number so I could talk to that staff member. It's all kinds of trauma. And these are common early burnout triggers, early delusion, realizing that the job is far more political, chaos, and emotionally heavy than expected. Staff hostility and apathy, feeling unwelcome or unsupported by coworkers. I hear that sometimes. Do not put that new officer with me. I'm not going to train them nothing. Well, that's fine. You don't want to do your job? Do you like all the extra overtime? Why do you have that negative attitude? Once again, we go back to, let's try to find us an officer with a positive attitude that you could that could train these new officers how to do their job. Because you already have lack of confidence as a new officer. Because you don't know what you're doing. You think you may know. You read what you know. The academy taught you what you should know. But if you don't have the experience, you really don't know. Making a mistake and internalizing them as a personal failure. A lot of people will take it as a personal failure. But in this type of business, we learn from our failures. We learn from those failures and move on. Look and see what happened. What did you do wrong? What should I do different? I like to call it the what-if game. We play the what-if game when you're not busy sitting there. Because they pay us when something is expected to happen. We have a lot of downtime. And during that downtime, if you're by yourself or with a coworker, what have you, play the what-if game. What if this scenario happened? What would I do if this happened? How would you handle this situation if this happened? I was thinking about this situation yesterday, and I want to discuss it with you, and let's talk about it in case it happens, because I could see that situation could actually happen in a dormitory like this. in it. Sleep disruption, struggles at night shift, rotating schedules, and long commutes. Well, let me tell you, when I started in this business, we didn't have a lot of long commuters. Most all of my coworkers lived close by. Most of them, I would say, they live 10, 15 minutes away. I have a lot of coworkers now, and a lot of coworkers that works for me on my shift. They're driving an hour away to get to work because our pay raise has went up. But here's the one significant difference. When we went to 12-hour shifts, we had more days off. So they didn't mind driving the hours. And then legislation changed it back to 8.5-hour shifts. And the people realized they like what they're doing, and they're willing to drive that hour. And that hour, and you work an extra shift, 16 and a half hours, and you drove an hour to go back home, you done spent most of your day awake. You're only going to get like 4 hours sleep if you get that. And if you're like me, you're tired, and you can't get relaxed, you're not going to get much sleep at all before your next shift. And those are things we need to talk about with our new rookies. And we need to address it. It's very important for our new officers to understand. If you're a new officer and you have some of these concerns, get with your shift supervisor, what have you, and say, hey, I feel like I'm not getting anywhere with this officer, what have you. Now, you don't have to write everything up, put it on paper, this, that, and other, unless it's be a consistent thing. But talk with your training officer, whoever's training you, because home life conflicts, strained relationships due to a change in personalities, irritable and emotional withdrawal. That's an important key on that job. I've been doing this about 17 years now, and that's one of my advices I always gave to people, that this job would change you in different ways, and you withdraw from it. And we talk about leave it at the gate. Sometimes it's hard. If you have this type of business around you like I do, there's a good chance that your spouse and girlfriend may actually work for the same department you do. And it's kind of hard to leave that at the gate. And sometimes you do. And when you leave it out the gate, especially when I did a lot of close custody, death row, and things like that, had a lot of excitement and stuff going on. When I got to the house, I didn't want to talk about work at all, and this, that, and other. And I withdrew from my family, didn't know it, and neglected them and not realize it. And what makes me upset about the situation, and I'm telling you new officers that it can happen quickly as a new officer, but as an older officer, I should have known better and been more alert, but it got me too. It cost me pretty much my family. My living situation's changed now because I neglected my spouse, and now we're no longer together, but we're still good because we co-parent. And those kind of things you need to watch out for, because you do get distance. And you got kids, you want to spend time with your kids, do things with your kids. Don't put too much distance away. Just put whatever struggles you may have during that day, try to drop it the best you can, and get with the family and spend time with them, do something. Go out and take little trips every now and then with spend more time with your family and stuff like that. And like I said, I neglected it, for a little while, and it burnt me. It got me. It really did. And I regret it. And I'm telling you that of my life story to let y'all know that's a big key point, especially for new officers. They don't know what type of business they got into. And that is one type of burnout. If you want to know more about burnout, look up Carey Randall on Amazon. Pick up this book. It's on Kindle, softback. I have another one that talks about other things. I got little training manuals. It's for you to learn on, to get help with, because there's not a lot of materials out there to learn from. Some people think, oh, it don't make sense. They teach you everything in the academy. I try to put this book together to make it easy to read and understand, like my level, and how you want to show newer officers. And it's good for the senior officers too, because it gets you back to your roots and learning things. And I want y'all to be successful and don't be in danger to yourself at work, because complacency, like I said, I had other books. I have one that talks about all kinds of complacencies and how complacency get you hurt and stuff like that. But as a new officer, you start getting stressed out. As a new officer, you get complacent real quick, and stuff like that. That was just one example of a burnout on new officers. Pick it up, read it, learn from it. If you got any comments, concerns, or questions about Burnout Beyond the Walls, put it in the comments below, and like and share. Let's grow the channel for more informational purposes. If you like my content, if you haven't heard about Mr. Williams with Just Corrections, look that up too, because he's awesome. He's got some good stuff out there. Watch it. Me and him's on the same playing field. Pro administration, we don't want to bash what we do for a living. We're very positive, upbeat, and we want to help you guys. And that's where I stand on that. And he does a wonderful job. Check him out also. And don't forget, like, share, comment, and hit that bell for new videos coming out. And thank you for taking your time, and God bless you guys.